This is a thermostat that is used on a 3 Series E36 and 5 Series E34 BMW with engines S50 and M50. It's located in air filter housing, and as you can see, this one has a broken part here. So the new part like this is around $70 at the dealership. To repair this, you're going to need a few parts from your hardware store. You're going to need 2 clamps, you're going to need Teflon tape, you're going to need a brass washer with external diameter of 1/2 inch and internal diameter is 3/16 of an inch. If the internal diameter is too small, you can take a drill bit and enlarge it to 3/16. You're going to need a 2-inch long hose with a 1/2 inch internal diameter, and the hose should be the transmission or cooling line. Then you're going to need a couple of bar fittings. You can use plastic, which is going to be a lot cheaper if you use plastics, but I don't use it because plastics tend to dry out and crack and break. So I'm going to use the brass fittings. This one here on the left is 1/2 inch, and on the right you see 3/8 of an inch. It is best if it is one piece and not like this one here has 2 pieces, but my local hardware store only had this available at the right angle. So the first thing to do is to disassemble the thermostat. You're going to remove this nut and take all the internal parts out. Make sure to remember how the parts are assembled inside so you can put them back together. You're going to notice there's an O-ring inside that right there. You can replace it with a new O-ring, and there's one O-ring here that should be replaced too. You can purchase them from any automotive parts store. So the next thing to do is to drill a hole on the back of this housing. This one is already done. You're going to need to center punch this area here. Make sure it's dead center here. It is very important. And drill a hole that is 3/16 of an inch in diameter. Then you're going to put everything back together and tighten this really nice and snug. You can use some pliers or special tools for it's a ring snapping tool to tighten this nut. So when it's all assembled like this, you're going to take the washer. This will ensure that the spring will not break out from the housing. This is plastic, and it is quite thick, so I don't think it will break, but it's good to have some insurance. So you put the washer like that, and then you put this hose over it, and then you're going to put a clamp and clamp it together. Okay, so the next thing to do is to assemble the bar fitting. You're going to need to put 3-4 layers of Teflon tape and then tighten everything together using wrenches. It has to be really tight so it doesn't leak any water, because the water there is under pressure. So when you're done with that, you're going to get a clamp, put this back into the hose, make sure that the washer inside is flat. Then you're going to align both of these fittings parallel to each other and tighten the clamps. When clamps are done, then you can put the part back together, attach your hoses, clamp them, and this is all complete.